So last week I made a video talking about a product that was effectively a 6-outlet surge protector with a 5-port USB charger attached to it. Well, one of the questions that I got on that video very quickly was, what about internationally? Does this work for international people? And I didn't have a great answer. The answer I had was, if you have an adapter, it can work internationally, but this one didn't come with an international plug. So almost immediately after I made that video, this company reached out to me, and I'll have a link to their site down in the video description. I'll have a link to where you can purchase this product. This is kind of the international option for this as far as that's concerned. Now you see here it does mention this is the US version, but there are also versions for other countries. I believe the default one you can get on Amazon is European, so you get the European plugs on it, but this one does come with the US plug. And you see here from the 2 outlets it has on it, it works with all sorts of different plugs. It works with the Chinese, US, European, and UK plugs as well. And it does come with 4 USB ports on it. 2 of them are 1 amps and 2 of them are 2.1 amps. So let's go ahead and just open it up while we're sitting here talking, and we'll see what's inside. I wouldn't expect a whole lot, just kind of like the previous video. But yeah, there you go. That's what comes in the box. The company name is INNORI. It didn't say it on the outside of the box for some reason, but that's really about all there is to it. Now this one, as I mentioned, it does have the US plug on the end of it, but the plugs on the inside here, these work with all sorts of different international ones, as I mentioned. And you've got this big, what feels like an international plug switch, as opposed to the one that you see on traditional US ones. Now, one thing I don't see mentioned on any of the product or the outside of it or anything is whether or not this is actually a surge protector or not. I will check on the website, I'll check on Amazon and make sure if it is or not, and I'll put it down in the video description. Maybe I'll overlay it on the screen if it is or is not. But I thought I would go ahead and plug this in and turn it on and just, test out the ports and test out the plugs and just make sure everything works. So let's go ahead and get started. I've gone ahead and plugged it into another surge protector just for the sake of safety, and I did flip it on earlier, and you see you do have a little lightning bolt switch here, so it does appear to be working appropriately. So what I've gone ahead and done is I brought over a lamp just so I can go ahead and have something quick and easy to plug in, and just plug it into the US plug here. You see I do have a little red light there, if you can see that, and I have light. This is an Oxy LED lamp that I've been using for a little while now. I can wiggle it around and everything, change the color on it, change the amount of light it's putting out, and this is keeping up appropriately, so that's good. I know a lamp doesn't take a huge amount of power, but also just so you can see it, plug into the other one, still works, so yeah. And actually, just for the sake of argument, I've got a couple of other power adapters. This is one that I took when I went to the UK not too long ago. This is one I've used when I was in Europe before, when I was in Georgia. This was very, very helpful, and I should be able to just plug these in as well. And there you go. You've got 2 different ones. This end, of course, is still that same universal look and universal style, but this is the kind of thing you could do with international plugs, international outlets while you're in another country. It seems to work appropriately. So there you go. There you have it. This part of it does work as well as can be expected. And just for the sake of argument, I've gone ahead and grabbed the Eureka, and as you can see, the battery level is very, very low, but I wanted to test the power output of this and just see how it works. So let's plug this in. This is one of the 2.1 amp ports. It says it's doing 0.8 amps. And then I remember that the Eureka, I think, only does 1 amp total. So let me go ahead and try this with the 1+1. There we go. I've grabbed the 1+1 and now we're trying it. Again, this is the 2.1 amp port. And it says 1.17 amps. I saw it spike up. There we go. Yeah, the 1+1 takes a little bit of time. I think it sort of cycles it for a couple of seconds before it actually starts taking a faster charge. So 1.8 amps there. 1.86 is about the peak I've seen. Let's try one of the 1 amp ports and see what it does. And this one says 1.17, but again, let's see if the 1+1 kicks in after a couple of seconds like it has done before. Yep, there you go. This jumps right up to 1.86, 1.87 at the highest I saw there. I know several people have mentioned that a lot of these that say one certain thing or another, it's the peak for one port, and if you have everything plugged in, it might go lower, but really I just like to see, if I'm only plugging 1 or 2 devices in, are any of the ports going to be usable, or is it just one specific one I should plug it into? In this case, it appears to be any of them. I think I've tried it with iPads on other devices in the past, and it doesn't really seem to matter either, but one way or another, you are supposedly given 2 1-amp ports and 2 2.1 amp ports. But yeah, I think that is actually going to wrap this video up for me for today. If you are interested in one of these, they are available on Amazon. I believe the price is right at about 28 US dollars. If you're in another country, it's probably going to be a little bit different, but I will put that out there. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. As I said, this video was inspired by someone in the comments saying, hey, what happens if you're international? Does this work for you? This should work if you're international because, again, you can get it in your country of choice. You should be able to get it with your plug of choice on the end of it. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, like this video if you like this video, subscribe to receive more videos when they become available, and I'll see you again next time.